Hello everyone, it's Nina. Thanks so much for joining me today for another tutorial. And today I'm featuring some of the newest stencils from Gina K designs and how to add shimmer to your cards using two different techniques. Today's cards are going to feature some fun foiling with stencils, and I'm also going to show you how to make your very own DIY glitter paste that's going to go over top of some beautiful ink blending for very shimmery results. Each of these cards are very simple to do, and I've made quite a few examples so that you can see how you can translate these techniques across a variety of different cards. Let's start with the foiling technique first. I have the thick brush stencil from Gina K Designs layered onto a piece of gray cardstock inside my Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station. These magnets are going to hold down that stencil as I apply some Deco foil transfer gel. The transfer gel is a medium that is reactive with heat, so which means when you use this transfer gel through the stencil and once it dries, this particular paste is going to dry in such a way that it'll be a clear finish on top of your cardstock and will reactivate when ran through a laminator with foil. So I've applied paste across the whole stencil, and I'm using my stencil pal to just scrape off all the excess and get a really nice smooth finish. And I did this to both stencils, both the sunspots and the thick brush stencil, which I used on all the cards I created today. I'm going to let these dry for a couple hours. You want to let these make sure they're good and dry. When they're dry, you're going to end up with this really nice pattern over top of your cardstock in a clear finish. I've chosen a few foils. One is the Shattered Rainbow foil from ThermoWeb, and then the other one is the Sparkling Silver foil, which is a Gina K and ThermoWeb foil. To make my sandwich in my laminator, I've got a few sheets of white cardstock that I'm sitting inside a piece of parchment paper. Next, I'll lay my stenciled paper on top of that stack of white cardstock, and then my foil pretty side up on top of that. I'll close the sandwich per se, and I'll run this through my laminator just like so, with the folded edge going in first. Once my piece has gone through the laminator, I can take it out and peel back the foil. The design is beautiful and has a really nice raised dimension because we did some stenciling first with that paste. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same method of foiling with the other pattern, this time using the sunspots and the Shattered Rainbow foil. And then I'm going to be left with these beautiful radiating circles of rainbow foil on this pattern. And these made some really outstanding cards. Because these cards are so vibrant and beautiful and have such unique properties and techniques applied to them, I left the cards very simple across all the cards that I made today. And that's because that's going to let the backgrounds that we're creating stand out. Now, like I said, the second technique is a DIY glitter paste. However, I first want to start by adding some color down onto these stencils. So using both the same stencils, the sunspots and the thick brush, I'm going to do some ink blending. This thick brush, I picked out 3 colors of Distress Oxide ink. I have all the combinations that I use listed over on the blog. And I'm applying that ink through the stencil. Now, once I finish doing the ink blending, I'm not going to take this stencil off of the paper just yet. Instead, I'm going to leave it on the paper. I'm using white cardstock for this. And I'm going to bring in the Ranger Transparent Matte Texture Paste. This paste dries matte and clear as the name suggests. I'm going to apply it over top of all that ink blending that I just did. Once I have applied that, I'll smooth it out with my stencil pile to get a really nice smooth finish. And again, I'm not going to take the stencil off just yet. Now, I'm going to bring in some Lawn Fawn glitter. Now, you can use any glitter you want. In this case, I'm going to sprinkle the glitter here and there across the background. And in some cases, the background will have more glitter in some spots and less in others. I wanted to really mix this up and bring in some of that chunky glitter. So I'm going to take a pinch of that and sprinkle it across the card just to get some really cool chunks here and there. And what is really cool about this particular method and the way I'm doing this is all of that glitter and paste, all of it is just reserved over top of the ink blending. So when I take this stencil off of my card, you're gonna see that not only is this gorgeous, but the card itself is squeaky clean. We don't have glitter everywhere. It's a very nice, smooth finish. And when it dries, you get this stunning, vibrant color because that transparent paste is enhancing the colors that you ink blended on first and giving them a really beautiful finish. So as you can see, I created quite a few of these cards using different ink color combinations, and I'm left with some really outstanding backgrounds that make great focal points for your cards. All you need to do is add a few sentiments and you're done. And again, here's another look at how I finished off those foiled cards. You can see that they have such a beautiful finish because we did the stenciling for this foil transfer. And so you get this really beautiful raised dimension off of the stencil design when the foil's on top of it. It's just a beautiful and classy look. So I hope all of these cards have inspired you to either try out the techniques or try out these new stencils from Gina K Designs. Thanks so much for tuning in and spending some time with me today. I will be back again very soon with more to share, but until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!